He's going to do a little arc to try to get under you. 100 feet back, making that dive. Too cool here.
That 38 is no matter what I do, he's today.
Race friends, it's time for the fastest 2 hours in motorsports. It's time for On Pit Road Racing, right here, right now, live from downtown Las Vegas on the flagship station, the WCOBN Television Network. Our race team will have all the latest news, updates, and interviews for the world of motorsports. So buckle up and pull those belts tight. The green flag is in the air, and it's time to go racing. And here are the hosts of On Pit Road Racing, Alan Michaels and the First Lady, Diane Fox.
Welcome to On Pit Road Racing. Here we are today. Diane, are you ready to go?
Yep, we got a great show today.
I mean, we are locked and loaded today, Diane.
We are.
You have been one busy little person, man, lining the guest up today. 5:15 today. NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series current point leader Grant Enfinger joins us from Charlotte, North Carolina. 5:30 today. We're going to Indianapolis, Indiana. We're going to speak to freelance sports reporter Tom Botos. And coming up at 5:45, Flying Bryan Shafer. That's right, the man that races just about anything and everything, man. We're going to talk to him racing around the country. Welcome to On Pit Road Racing, everybody. Alan Michaels, Diane Fox. We do it live from downtown each and every Wednesday afternoon right here at the WCOBM Network, 450 Fremont Street in the heart of downtown Las Vegas. Just on the other side of us is the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame and, of course, the Gene Woods Racing Experience, Diane. And they've been singing it. They've been singing the go-karts around here today. That's for sure. Hey, real quickly, let you know the show airs each and every Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time, man. And it's really great to have you all aboard. Real quick shout out, Diane. We want to say hi to our folks over in London, England, the UK, Switzerland is on board with us, man. We've been getting some letters and emails from those fine folks. So hi and hello. We know it's early in the morning over there, but wake up with us and glad to have you guys aboard. That's for sure. Looking really good today. Like we said, Grant Enfinger is going to join us. Tom Botos and Bryan Shafer all doing it right out here for us. And, of course, Diane, this show on the network of the WCOB, and it's being streamed at Facebook channels, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. We got it going everywhere. We got it going. All righty. Shall we get this bad boy started today?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Well, first of all, like we said on the press releases on our Facebook and LinkedIn channel, let me bring the shoes in here. This is a chance for your business. We do not have sponsors at this show, ladies and gentlemen, race friends out there. There are no paid sponsorships to be on this show. This show is contributed with the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, which is a 501c3 nonprofit. We have all the paperwork to show you. What Mr. Woods and the factory did is we purchased about 10,000 pairs of tennis shoes. And we've been going to local missions and churches, athletics, sports things, kids, the veterans. We've been from Las Vegas to California, right, Diane? Sacramento. Yes. We've been everywhere out there.
Yes.
So how can you partake? Because we've had companies calling us about being on partnership and sponsorship of this program. So this is how it works. You just contact us at 702-803-0875 or drop us a line at onpitroadracing@gmail.com. There are 10 packages available. There's a $500 partnership available and a $1,000 partnership available. The $500 will get you 130-second television commercials and a 3-foot by 3-foot banner, which will hang in the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, the Gene Woods Racing Experience, advertising your business, your website, and anything else that you'd like to get on that banner. For the $1,000 partnership and donation to the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, you will get 230-second commercials plus the banner, social media presence on all of our channels. Once again, if you would like to have your company part of this, what you are doing is you are sending money to the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame that will buy tennis shoes, more tennis shoes for us to put on people's feet, whether they're boys, whether they're girls, whether they're teenagers, they're adults, men, women, makes no difference. We want to get shoes on their feet, and that's how that is. Right, Diane?
That's right. And it's a great cause. And I just want to thank Gene for even starting this.
Yes.
We've met some really humble people out there going to doing this.
Yeah, you certainly do. People that are down on their luck. And in fact, our next location is going to be in October. We're going to be at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Yes.
We're meeting up with Paulette Anderson And we're taking 50 pairs of shoes for kids for their Christmas presents and their Christmas stockings this year. So a great thing. Hey, you want to do some racing weather real quick?
Oh, yeah. Let's do some racing weather.
Brought to
See
you-
what's going on.
Brought to you by our good friends at the Woods Family Sandwiches. 2 great locations, folks. 931 American Pacific. They're in Suite 106, right on the Las Vegas-Henderson borderline right there. Also up in Boulder City at 1404 B Boulder City Parkway. You can get information about catering online at World Wide Web, WFSandwiches.com. Diane?
Yeah, NASCAR All 3 Series hit the Midwest this weekend at Kansas Speedway. Friday and Saturday has sunny skies with a high in the mid-80s. Sunday, partly cloudy skies, 20% chance of rain, showers late in the afternoon, high of 85. I got it from a good source from my son, Jake, who lives in Kansas City, and he said, Matt, they got a good weekend.
Good
So
weekend,
bring
huh?
on the cars.
There you go.
The NHRA is off this week. IndyCar has a final race this weekend in Monterey, California. Weather could be a factor with cloudy skies and a chance of rain all weekend long. High in Monterey in the mid 60s with a 30% chance of rain, which I think it's going to rain in California.
Yeah, it could be.
The F1 is off this weekend, and that's a look at the racing weather.
Brought to you by our good friends at the Woods Family Sandwiches. 2 great locations. Find them online at the WFSandwiches.com right there. So we keep it kicking on. Still coming up in this program in about 10 minutes. Bryan Enfinger will join us at 5:15. Tom Botos at 5:30. And Flying Bryan Shafer at 5:45. Diane?
Yeah, this segment is brought to you by the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. For all the info, tickets, suites, camping, more, South Point 400 weekend, October 13th through the 15th, 2023. Go to lbms.com.
That's right. Get the tickets there. Well, you know, Lewis Hamilton put the pen to paper. He has now extended his contract. 7-time world champion is on board all the way up through the 2025 season. And he brought his teammate, George Russell, along with him on the same period. Hamilton, now 38 years old, will be racing with the Mercedes team for at least the next 2 years. IndyCar news, Chip Ganassi has not confirmed the entire driver lineup for 2024, but it sure looks like Felix Lindquist is going to be teammates with Scott Dixon and Alex Palou. Looking good. Marcus Erickson is out of there, man. So it looks like this is going to be something good right there. Going from what I was told is the worst car on the IndyCar circuit to probably the best car on the IndyCar circuit. Diane, NASCAR trucks.
NASCAR truck, Matt DiBenedetto will not return to Rackley War in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series following the 2023 season. DiBenedetto announced August 30th, I am very thankful to have been a part of the team's tremendous growth over these 2 years, DiBenedetto wrote in a statement. I'm looking forward to what the future holds. As right now, I don't have any 2024 plans, but I'm exploring all options.
He's going to end up with somewhere, man.
He will.
Yep,
He
he's
will
going to
end
end
up somewhere, and this is not the last of Matty D that we see.
There you go.
NASCAR Trucks update. Crew Chief Joe Shear has been fined $25,000 and suspended for the next 4 races.
Oh, this is not good here. Not good at all. Nope.
Team and driver has been assessed with the loss of 75 points and 5 NASCAR playoff points. Ooh,
Man, that's a chunk right there. That's a big chunk.
Yeah, Kyle Busch Motorsports number 51 team and driver have lost 10 points.
Oh, man.
For something called a triangular filler panel.
Yeah, that's it, man. They try to doctor these things. All the parts come from NASCAR now, okay? Now, you just can't go out to your local automotive store and start buying parts and going to all the other places. They ship the parts to you. So, obviously, somebody on the KBM team tried to modify that part a little bit.
And the 41 crew chief, Mike Hillman, and the 42 crew chief, Phil Gould, have been fined $2,500 for lug nut violations. Now, what I don't understand, lug nut violations. How can you have a lug nut violation when there's only one?
Well, on the trucks, there's still 5.
Oh, there's still 5?
Still 5 on the trucks and 5 on the
My
extended.
bad.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Okay, and on a behavioral penalty, Aaron
goodness.
Wolf has been suspended from NASCAR indefinitely.
Man, they don't play around.
I don't know what he did.
Yep, they don't play around. You remember that one year we were out at the track and one of the team's guys jumped up on the wall while the track's hard? Boy, old Matt and those guys from NASCAR, they snatched the hard card right. But you follow the rules here. I'm telling you. NASCAR Xfinity driver Brandon Jones has confirmed with Front Stretch on Friday, August 25th, that he will return to Junior Motorsports for the 2024 NASCAR Xfinity season. Diane, also, could Ty Dillon and Daniel Hemmick replace AJ Allmendinger and Kellogg Racing? Well, originally, this came out of PRN's, the O'Reilly Auto Parts pit reporters for Lee Spencer, a good friend of ours, reported that Kellogg Racing could be available next year. Justin Haley's already announced that he is leaving the team and will move on to Rick Ware Racing next season. Spencer says before Haley's announcement of the exit that the deals have been mentioned that Dan Hemmick or Ty Dillon could be the possible. Hemmick currently drives for Kellogg in the Xfinity Series, while Ty Dillon is with Spire. His contract is up at the end of the year, so there could be talk. But this also flipped. It came out 2 days ago. Talking to SiriusXM on Friday, AJ Allmendinger said that he would stay with Kellogg Racing, not only with the Xfinity team, but with the Cup team. So that means probably just one ride open. That's what we got. All right.
Yeah, NASCAR Cup. The speculation surrounding Stewart-Haas Racing is that one or maybe two of his charters could be in play. I can't confirm that. I have talked to people who say that these charters could be available, and someone who wants them, if you've got 40 to 50 million in your pocket, and you want a charter, maybe you go ahead and have a conversation with Gene Haas and Tony Stewart. Eric Almirola is very likely not to return next year. I've been told that Smithville will not be coming back. So right there, you've got a huge sponsorship hole you need to fill. Anheuser-Busch is leaving.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Anheuser-Busch is leaving.
Anheuser-Busch is leaving Kevin Harvick, who's leaving the team to do broadcasting. So they're going to Trackhouse, which will go on the Ross Chastain card next year. Budweiser and Busch and Budweiser products. Correct.
Wow. Charters in NASCAR are at an absolute premium since they are extremely hard to attain right now and as expensive as ever. However, if you go up on the market this winter, it could be one of the biggest stories of the off season and set up some interesting narrative heading into 2024.
It is something. Real quick thing though that we talked. I talked this with Gene Woods the other day ago. Okay, 40 cars get in on the Cup field. So far, 6 races this year have only filled the field 6 times of the 4 field. So that meaning that if they don't have all 40 cars in there, there's 3 spots open up that you can get in on time. Well, Stewart's cars all make the show on time. You see what I mean?
Yes.
So this whole, I never agreed with this Bob Kaufman guy that was with Aaron's who came up with this whole thing and this charter. They said it was going to drop expenses. It was going to make it easier, more financial. And then all it's done is just drive the price through the roof. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Get rid of the charters. If you got a Cup car and if you got a race car, if it meets the specs of NASCAR and you want to put it on the track, let them race them, man. Let them race them. Okay.
Totally
Finally, Denny Hamlin's contracts were all over the place, but yesterday a big decision has been made. Joe Gibbs announced that the veteran Denny Hamlin has signed a multi-year contract extension. Will continue to drive the number 11 Toyota Camry TRD in the NASCAR Cup Series. Hamlin was a guest on Actions Detrimental, his podcast. Also, there's no terms of the contract, but this also just came in that Denny Hamlin has signed in a multi-year contract extension with Joe Gibbs, and also that his team, 2311, will still get factory sponsorship and help from Toyota. Okay, so that's it. You real quickly there, you've got a shot on Indy Racing real quickly. This is brand new. This just came out. Get this out.
Legacy Motor Club today announced on Fox Sports 1 award-winning show NASCAR Race Up that John Hunter Nemechek will drive the number 42 NASCAR Cup Series entry when the club transitions manufacturers from Chevy to Toyota in 2024. The 26-year-old driver will join teammates Eric Jones and Legacy Motor Club co-owner Jimmy Johnson, who plans to drive on their schedule again in 2024.
And real quickly, Meyershank Racing has expanded to its NTT IndyCar Series program for 2024, signing Felix Rosenquist to a multi-year agreement with the team. Rosenquist, 31 from Sweden, with the team of Tom Blomqvist of MSR, full seasons 2 campaigns ago. So that's all set up, man. It's going to be presented. Cambridge is going to be the sponsor of it. Also running some races with Helio Castroneves. So going to be a good thing. And also Castroneves has been named an ambassador with the race team there. So that's really good, man. That's it. That's a look at what's happening to you. This has all been brought to you by our good friends at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, where you got it coming up, man. It's a chase for the Cup, but a shot to win the title. It's all coming up for you. We're going to take a quick break. We'll go back and talk. We're waiting on Grant Enfinger. You'll be standing by. Tom Botos is already online, and Bryan Shafer too. You're watching On Pit Road Racing live from the WCOVM downtown Las Vegas. Back right after this, everybody.
The bright lights, the glitz, the glamour. It all means nothing without a shot. A chance to turn dreams into reality. To change your destiny. To make history. Nothing's given. Everything earned. It's more than a race. It's a shot at a championship.
Let's go get a championship, baby!
The NASCAR playoffs return to Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the South Point 400, October 13th through 15th.
Welcome to my world. Handicapped man down at a charity feed. Great spread this morning. God, it was horrible. But it made what I needed to happen. Then I had these people that stopped and said, hey, you want some shoes? I said, yeah, I was going to need to get some anyway. So might as well. And if it really comes to fruition, help them buy more shoes so that we can help more people. Now, I'm not we, but you know what I mean. Hell, might as well. There's nothing wrong with helping someone. You know, it makes for good karma or good energy, whatever it takes. Hell, I ought to do a product placement for Coca-Cola, too.
Take it all away.
Kia, movement that inspires.
We're just waiting on Grand Enfinger to drop in. We sent a text out on LinkedIn, so he should be popping up. I'll tell you what we're doing. We're going to keep this show rolling right on along. I'm going to move it right on along. I'm going to go up to Indianapolis, Indiana, standing by. He's a freelance sports writer that does a lot of stuff. We're going to bring him into the frame right here. Tom Botos. Tom, good afternoon. Welcome to On Pit Road Racing, my friend.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, both of you. I'm really excited to be on here. I've got butterflies in my stomach, just like the same butterflies you get right before you go to a race. If you don't get those butterflies in your stomach, then you shouldn't be at the racetrack, in my opinion.
I totally agree with you, Tom, because I still get them every time. When you step out of the car and you just hear and smell and see everything. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Well, Tom went somewhere. Come on back, Tom. You left us right there. He'll pop back in. He hit a switch. There he is. He's back. There he goes. Tom, what made you, when did you get started involved with racing? How did you get it? You told me earlier you weren't a driver, but how did you get started in motorsports, man?
Well, I was on the internet in 2000. It was 2008, actually, on several different websites back during that era. RaceStarPublications.com, which is still online, had a ticker in the top of their webpage said, how would you like to be a writer and interview drivers and write a story and submit a column every week? And I had never thought of it until I had seen that on there, and it never really dawned on me. I'm like, maybe I could actually be a columnist and a writer. It just dawned on me, and it just ignited the fire. Then is how it got started in 2008. Can you guys still hear me?
Five, four, 3,
Flight together for 267 miles.
2,
You got a pretty fast car.
1.
You don't want to clear high if you need it. Be smart here. Get our point. Hang on. Later. You're better than him at 1 and 2. Let's go get a championship, baby. Let's get one.
And we're back with you. Yes, I think we got a good Tom, you with us? Can you hear us now, man? Tom?
Can you hear us now?
I think Tom's mute. His mic is muted, Tom. I think you hit a switch on your mic.
Check your mic.
Check your mic, Tom. I think you're muted yourself there, buddy.
Okay,
There we
the
go.
mic.
There you go. There you go. We got you, Tom.
We
Go
got you
ahead.
back.
Well, it started for me way back in 2008. I was on RaceStarPublications.com had a ticker at the top of their webpage, and it said, "How would you like to be a columnist and writer, and write a column and submit results every week?"
Right.
And
We got that part.
and it just didn't. And I did it up until about 2011. This racing paper that I have in my hand is responsible for all the money that I spent in racing.
There you go,
Wow.
man.
Mid-American Auto Racing News was a racing paper that I subscribed to, and they folded in 2011 when the internet kind of killed all the racing papers. But
Right.
this
Right,
paper
yeah.
in my hand is the reason why I'm broke.
I don't think you said, but you started off early. Your mom and dad took you to the local racetracks, right? Your mom and dad took you to the local racetracks, right?
Say again, Carlton?
I said your mom and dad took you to the local racetracks, right? That's where you sort of got your first bite at, right?
Yes, every Friday and Saturday night, way back in the 70s, the Speedrome, Indianapolis Speedrome, had racing on both Friday and Saturday night, mostly all stock cars. And that's where I got my start going to the races every weekend. That's where it got in my blood.
Sounds good, man. So are you currently riding up there? Are you covering racing up in the Indianapolis area still?
Say again?
Are you still covering racing in the Indianapolis area still?
I haven't been doing any freelance riding lately.
Okay.
But I still go to the races every weekend. The passion's still there for me to write my racing column. It was called Midwest Racing Roundup, and it was in some issues of Mid-American Racing News, but a lot of times I would miss the Sunday night deadline because I wanted my column to look good and sound good.
There you go.
Right.
Well, listen, before we let you go, man, when you get riding up again, where can they find you social media-wise, Tom? You got a Facebook, you got a website, give that information before we let you go today, okay?
Okay, thank you very much for having me on, guys. If you go on Facebook to look for Mid-American Racing News,
Okay.
and if you Google that, then there's a group page that I created for racing results from all over the United States, and I'm covering tracks from everywhere. So
sounds
that's
good,
what
man.
I wanted to have was a central website for one-stop shopping area for all racing results.
There you go. Tom Botos joining us from Indianapolis, Indiana. Tom, thanks a lot. Have a good rest of the year and on your coverages and everything. We'll be looking more for you. Okay, buddy?
Okay, thank you for having me on.
Thanks, Bryce. Appreciate that, man. Take a quick break. Fly and Bryan Shafer standing by, and still Grand Enfinger to come on Pit Road Racing right after this, everybody.
Welcome to my world. Handicapped man down at a charity feed. Great spread this morning. God, it was horrible. But it made what I needed to happen. Then I had these people that stopped and said, "Hey, you want some shoes?" I said, "Yeah, I was going to need to get some anyway. So might as well." And if it really comes to fruition, help them buy more shoes so that we can help more people. I'm not we, but you know what I mean. Hell, might as well. There's nothing wrong with helping someone. You know, it makes for good karma or good energy, whatever it takes.
5, 4,
Keep it 1 beat here.
3,
Fight together for 267 miles.
2,
You got a pretty fast car.
1.
Either way, clear high. You need to be smart here. Get our point. Hang on. See you later. You're better than him at 1 and 2. Let's go get a championship, baby. Let's get one.
And we are back live with you on Pit Road Racing, back at the WCOBM here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Doing it each and every weekday, man, for you. 157. There it is.
Can you hear me?
You got you.
Okay.
I got you there.
All right.
Oh my goodness. Flying Bryan, Shafer, stand by. I know you can hear me. We're coming right back at you, but I got to pull him up on the screen. There he is right there. Ladies and gentlemen, man, he mastered the Milwaukee Mile 2 weeks ago for his GMS racing team, man. And I mean, even though they made some announcements that the ride might be shut down, this gentleman put the pedal to the metal. There ain't no quitting. He's my Alabama buddy. He is currently leading the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series point leads, and he has rolled himself on to the next round from Charlotte, North Carolina, Mr. Grant Enfinger. Good afternoon, Grant.
Hey guys, sorry I'm a little bit late, but I hope y'all are doing.
No, that's perfectly fine. I wanted to ask you one thing. I mean, I've been wanting to ask you. What do you think of fatherhood? I mean, you're a new dad.
It is awesome. So that I was actually putting Carson down to sleep there when I should have been calling him here a few minutes ago.
Oh, no. Carson comes first, always.
It's been great. It's definitely trying at times. He's 2 years old. He's a little over 2, and we got a new one on the way in a couple months. So life is a lot out, but it is definitely great. So God is
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool.
Well, the last time that we talked, you were here in Las Vegas, and we had a challenge out for the teenage suicide prevention. And you and let me see, Spencer Gallagher, Noah Gragston, Riley Herbst, and the rest of you decided to shave my head that night. But I wanted to let you know, because you had to leave a little early, Grant, but we raised over $20,000 that night for the Nevada Suicide Teenage Prevention Society. And I never got a chance to thank you, man, but thank you so much for doing that with us, man.
That was
Absolutely awesome. That is awesome to see such a good cause worthwhile, for sure.
Well, you mastered the Monster Mile, or you mastered the Milwaukee Mile a couple of weeks ago, man. You smoked them up, man. You took it. You put the pedal to the metal. You're currently leading the points. You're rolling into the Midwest at Kansas. Is it all about the win now, man? I mean, you're into the next round. What's Grant Enfinger got on his chalkboard today?
It's definitely all about the win when we get to the Kansas, and the Midwest has been good to us this year. We've been able to win there at St. Louis and at Kansas earlier this year, and then Milwaukee a couple weeks ago. So hopefully it continues that trend, and we're able to grab another one this weekend. But really from a season long, or I guess championship outlook, second place to 36, it all pays the same for us on Friday night. But if we're able to win the race or win a stage or two, we can carry those playoff points on to the next round. So I feel like that allows myself and Jeff Hensley to be a lot more aggressive on our Jeff on his play calls and me on my driving. So it's honestly a great position to be in. We can kind of throw a caution to the wind on Friday night.
You said you like this track a lot. What's so special about Kansas Speedway? Why do you like this track so much, Grant?
Yeah, I feel like Kansas is one of those places you can run from the bottom to the top. You have so much tire wear now. We're dropping off a couple of seconds into a run. So you have comers and goers. But everybody, especially in the Truck Series, but you hear it a lot in the Cup Series now. We talk about dirty air. We talk about getting stuck behind somebody. Everything that NASCAR does as a package makes that very, very bad for us. But when these tracks get worn out and when there's multiple grooves, then it allows us to be able to pass guys, to be able to for some guy to shoot out there for 10 laps and then fade back towards the end of a run. And a guy that maybe is in 10th spot at the beginning of the run, he can drive up to the lead at the end of it. So that's what provides great racing. I feel like a track like Kansas, it's got enough, age on that asphalt to where it's wearing out these Goodyear tires, but it's still smooth enough. It has some progressive banking, so you can run from the bottom all the way to the top. I'd say if it's hot and slick on Friday night, I would probably prefer the top. But there's multiple grooves out there, and it limits the excuses for the drivers when we get a track like this where you have multiple grooves.
Our special guest joining us right now from GMS Racing is Grant Enfinger. He is the current point leader, and he is rolling into Kansas after the big win at the Milwaukee Mile. So he's on his way to the next round of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Championship points out there. I'm going to tell you, sort of disappointed, man, that we lost our fall race with the trucks here in Las Vegas, man. It went to Sonoma. I mean, I'm a fan of all the motorsports and everything else, but to watch you guys battle it up underneath the lights at Las Vegas Motor Speedway on a Friday night, man, there ain't nothing better. And he said something about the weather. Diane, didn't you say it was going to be mostly sunny skies and nice temperatures, clear this weekend in Kansas?
I spoke to my son who lives in Kansas City, and he said that there is a really good looking weekend ahead. And so he said, bring the cars on.
Ride that top groove, man. Ride the top groove. It's going to be hot and slick. There you go, man. There it is. Hey, let me ask you something. I know that the team has announced that, that GMS Maury has teamed up with Jimmy Johnson and everybody else, Richard Petty, to form Legacy Motor Club. The GMS has decided after this season, stoppage for the Truck Series. Plans in the future, Grant? Do you know where you're going to end up? Has there been any talks at all? Can you let anything out of the bag?
I do not know where I'm going to end up next year, but there has been a lot of talks. It's been quite a lot of talk. So I feel optimistic that I'll be in a good seat somewhere, but I do not have any news on that front yet. Hopefully in the coming 3 to 4 weeks, hopefully we can get more of a sense of direction there. But yeah, it's it's definitely disappointing. Maury Gallagher and Mike Deem and Ron Booth and GMS Racing, it's just been such a they brought so much to the Truck Series for going on 10 years now. So it's definitely going to be sad to see that team leave. And obviously for us and the guys at the shop, it's very, very disappointing. But we understand that, it's part of business. We're thankful for the investment Maury has put in the Truck Series and into us. And we want to send them out on top. So our goal and our motivation is to bring home this last championship for them. And that's our mindset. So we got 5 races left. Kansas is the end of our first round of the playoffs, and then we go to Bristol next week. So it all resets again at Bristol, and we have to get after it again.
Are you looking forward to Bristol?
Absolutely, and that's one. Ever since about 15 minutes after our celebration at Milwaukee, myself and Jeff started brainstorming on Bristol and where we need to go and what we need to do and how we need to approach that one. So obviously there's a lot of effort on that. There's a lot of effort on Friday night, but like I said earlier, it's kind of throw caution to the wind a little bit. So it's a great spot to be in at Kansas on Friday night. But yeah, I'd be lying if I didn't say we weren't looking a little bit past that to Bristol, and that's the benefit that we have with the win in Milwaukee a couple weeks ago.
That's it. I like this. He's not quitting. Team's not going to run after this, but he's after a shot at the championship, man, and that's exactly what he needs to do. And I believe he's going to end up. Before I let you go, Grant, we've got a lot of young viewers, a lot of young racers that watch this program. We are 2.1 million followers across the world on the network now, over 200,000 on our social media. Grant, if you could just take a minute and talk to the younger racers out there coming up through the ranks, whether they're running a dirt car, an asphalt car, whether it's a stock car, drag car, how important is a young racer coming up? What did you go through as a young racer, working on the car, learning your car? Some words of advice to our young racers out there, Grant?
Man, my biggest piece of advice is stay after it. If this is something you love, you got to stay after it, because racing is full of ups and downs. There's going to be small segments of your life that you can't see past, and you think there are hurdles that you can't get past. But at the end of the day, you got to stick with it if that's what you want to do, and this is your passion and your love. And don't do this if this is not your passion and you do not love racing, because there's probably a lot better ways to make a living as far as just drawing a paycheck and stuff. This is not for the faint of heart. But if you love it and you have passion for racing, stick with it. And there will be lots of ups, lots of downs. But stick with it. Opportunities will find your way. And you know, when it's meant to be, it'll be. So I'm very thankful for a lot of the tough lessons I learned later on. I feel like it's allowed me to really, truly appreciate the opportunities that I've had and that I'm having right now. So, yeah, racing is not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. But if you love it, stick with it for sure.
Some good advice out there.
Great advice.
Yeah, great advice. You know, and we've been learning this too. The kids that are coming up, Grant, they've got to get in the shop. They got to get in that garage at night with their dad, their brother. They got to learn about turning them wrenches. Learn about the car that you're driving. Just don't show up on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, slap the fire suit and the helmet on and get in there. But learn about the car, right?
That's been a big part of my journey for sure. But I'd say above all that is you got to want it. You got to want it more than the guy next to you. You got to want it more than your competition. And you have to be willing to do what it takes. So whether that's on the sponsorship standpoint, whether that's working on the car, whether that's on a setup standpoint, whether that's figuring out this particular widget or this particular tire that you're on, you've got to want it more than your competitors. So, yeah, I think a big part of racing is that mindset.
Our special guest tonight, he tackled the Milwaukee Mile. He's on his way to the next round. He currently leads the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series point lead off to the Midwest at Kansas. Grant Enfinger's joining us. Grant, thank you so much for your time. Before I let you go, shout out to team members, sponsors, anybody you'd like to give a shout out and a plug to, sir.
Absolutely, and I appreciate y'all's time tonight. And yeah, a huge thank you to Jeff Hensley, our crew chief, for keeping us on track through all the noise and all the craziness this year. But a huge thank you to Maury Gallagher, who is our owner from Las Vegas there, Ron Booth, Mike Beam, Champion Power Equipment, Allegiant Airlines, everybody that's been part of this deal. Team Chevy, who's been part of GMS Racing since its inception. We definitely cannot do any of this without all those guys. So a huge thank you to all of our partners.
There you go. Well, I got one thing to show you, man. The last time I talked to you on the phone, you had a thing with a hair clipper. I got something for you, Grant. Whenever you're ready to come take it, buddy. Right there she is.
All right.
Oh, my goodness. Good luck in the rest of the season, my friend. I am praying, I am wishing, I am hoping, I am lying to see you win the 2023 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Championship for yourself and for GMS Racing. Our special guest from Charlotte, North Carolina, Grant Enfinger. Thanks so much, Grant.
Thank you, guys.
There we go, man. There he goes. Then we'll let him go. We come back. It's Flying Bryan Shafer. He joins us next right here on Pit Road Racing.
The bright lights, the glitz, the glamour. It all means nothing without a shot. A chance to turn dreams into reality. To change your destiny. To make history. Nothing is given. Everything earned. It's more than a race. It's a shot at a championship.
Let's go get a championship, baby!
The NASCAR playoffs return to Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the South Point 400, October 13th through 15th.
Jerry B. here up in Sacramento, Union Gospel Mission, giving out some shoes to the homeless. Here, a lot of smiling faces. We got one deal. We give you a pair of shoes. You got to give us a smirk and a photo. And this is the mission of the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, which is a non-profit organization based out of Las Vegas, started by Gene Woods. We're trying to do good things and fill little holes in people's lives the best we can. And today we're up in Sacramento, just doing the best we can. Thanks for supporting us.
5, 4, 3, 2,
You got a fast car.
1.
Even clear high. You need to be smart here. Get our point. Hang on. See you later.
And we are back. On Pit Road Racing is live at the WCOBM. Alan Michaels, Diane Foxrell. Good to see Grant Enfinger winning.
It was, and it's just going to be a shame that we won't get to see him like next season when the trucks do come back. Come back to Las Vegas as a GMS racer. Yeah, so. Yeah, I mean, he'll be somewhere out there.
I'm just bummed that we lost. I understand what they did with scheduling and everything else, but we lost our fall race to Sonoma.
Yeah. And I am a big follower of the truck. I love the truck races. So.
Are you ready to go with our next guest? Real quickly, before we get that, I got a note here from my buddy Ken. Man, you like Speedway motorcycle racing, man? Well, let me tell you something right now. It's round number 3, getting ready to wrap up, and you can catch everything on the XSRA.tv. My buddy Ken's got it for you. It's going to be a great showdown coming up, man. They got round 3. It's going to be a pay-per-view. Log on right now, Saturday, September 16th, 2023, from the Auburn Fast Fridays Motorcycle Speedway. Coming up, AMA action, Speedway motorcycle racing, round number 3 on XSRA.tv. That's our buddy Ken over there for that. So we love that Speedway. Hey, let's go up to Utah. You ready to go, Diane?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
He's been sitting there.
He has been waiting for us. He wanted to get you in. All I'm going to say is, and welcome him to the program. Welcome to On Pit Road Racing, man. Our very, very good new race friend, Bryan Shafer. Bryan, good afternoon and welcome to the program, my friend.
Thank you for having me on the show tonight.
Hey, buddy. Let's just get started because you've been somebody that's been around for a while. Just tell us how you got started, your racing story. The airwaves are all yours, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, Bryan Shafer. Go ahead, Bryan.
Well, I would have got started watching all my cousins and local racers. I was very young then, but something about the sound and smell of race cars got to me. I don't really get involved in any other sports, but I've been racing and building cars for over 50 years now, and I'm based out of St. George, Utah. I maintain over 24 cars at this facility, and I'm deeply involved in a giant race coming up in Las Vegas, Davey Hamilton Jr.'s open wheel showdown that's coming there. And my segment of that is the super modified section, which I'm out struggling to try to find funds and cars to fill that gap. But what a massive race he has put together there, December 1st and 2nd at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So very excited for that. You probably have some questions. I like to tell people I've raced everything except airplanes, and that's pretty much true. Currently heavily involved in oval track, sprint cars, and super modifieds, but I'm more than welcome to help anybody. But that's pretty much how I got started. Currently building chassis and cars here in St. George.
Now, Bryan, you said that you have and under control over 24 different racing cars. I mean, are these all the same? Are you running a USAC? Is this a modified? I mean, are these different cars all in the same team? 24 cars, man. That sounds like you've got a NASCAR shop full of cars in there.
It looks like one. They call it the museum here. It's called the museum, I guess, for a reason. But yeah, my team and my cohorts on this team, we have a lot of cars based clear across the United States that I try to be involved and help them with, but they're all self-sufficient teams. We just collaborate and try to make it as best as we can. I build a lot of parts for the industry. Got one here. Try to service any need that there is for race car parts shortage, whatever it be. That's I guess that's what my calling in life seems to be is these cars and shiny bolts.
What's the car behind you? You have a car behind you?
Diane said you had a car behind you. Let me turn the mic up a little bit. There we go. There you go.
You have a car behind you?
Oh, yes. The car behind me is one of the team cars. There's probably 15 in this shop. I wished I could pan around, but we do, whatever we can and lots of chrome. We have a saying amongst us, we'd rather be homeless than chromeless, but some racers have to have it, some don't, but we seem to. But it's just a lot of fun, and it's definitely a passion. I've spent my whole life doing this, and gladly so. I've learned a lot. So many of the major car builders are now gone or leaving, and I don't know how long I can stay in it, but I'm trying to fulfill that void for missing car parts.
I know another flying person. I know a flying Mike, and I know a flying Bryan. Where did flying Bryan come from?
One of the track announcers when I was racing motorcycles came up with that. I don't know what possessed him to do it, but it's like the boy named Sue. It never went away. I've been wearing that around forever, and it's okay. That's how I seem to be known.
You must have been flying around.
Must have been flying around the track. What's the most funnest thing you've ever raced, man? You said you'll race and drive anything but an airplane. What's the funnest thing you've ever raced, Bryan?
Well, I've ran land speed cars, motorcycles, dragsters, snowmobiles, hill climbers, pretty much everything you can think of. I was thinking about this a couple of nights ago, and I don't have any claim to fame in road racing, and certainly not the airplanes, but pretty much anything else I've been involved somewhere in the country, whether it be on a pit crew or making parts or building motors, whatever it be, I've been there.
Have you ever raced a boat? Wanted to know, Diane asked you, Bryan, have you ever raced a boat?
Yes, I had a world championship boat I bought from a friend of mine. He had the records, and I bought that and gave it a go for a little bit, but like to killed myself a couple times in that boat. So I figured maybe the best thing for me to do was to get rid of that boat. But and that gentleman's name was Kay Sissel. He had a few world records in that. But yeah, I don't even swim well, so probably not a good idea for me to have a boat.
Now you have a niece that races, right?
Diane said you had a niece that races.
I think I missed you there. Well, we'll just talk about some more racing. Yeah, like I say, I'm currently heavily involved in the oval track industry. I've raced off-road and hill climbs, all kinds of things, but this seems to fit my needs pretty well. And largely this started over one of my neighbors telling me that I couldn't do it. And he also told me that I run a lot of Mopar engines, and that was, back in the day. They're pretty common now, but back in the day it was unheard of. And I remember a few arguments about how I could never make that work, but I proved them all wrong there. And at one point I worked a little bit with Mopar research and development. So I'm very, very loyal to them for that. We're not afraid to run anything. I've built a little bit of everything, but that's the gist of where I'm at currently.
What Dodge is that, and Dodge back in the NHRA and the Hemis and the Mopar and everybody's that's drawn like that. That you've been around all forms of motorsports, Bryan, NASCAR, NHRA, dirt racing. How do you see racing, how it's been over the last 20 years, and how do you see racing going down the future? Not just in NASCAR, but racing in general. I mean, there's talk about electric cars. There's talk about getting rid of the fuel. I mean, let's face it, man. My big thing, Bryan, when I get to the racetrack is I love to smell the fuel burning in the first 3 laps around the track and smell those Goodyears or those Hoosier tires just burning up, man. Where do you see racing? What do you think, Bryan?
Yeah, I'm deeply concerned about that because the industry has shrunk over the years. The amount of racers and the amount of money to do these hobbies every Saturday night, Friday night, whatever it be, it seems to be going away. But those of us that have stayed out here have the passion for the sport, and I think it will continue on. I have no desire to race electric cars. I'm sorry. So maybe that smell of alcohol and nitro will come from a lawnmower for me. I'm not certain, but I'm no quitter. This is where I'm staying.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I think, we were, where was it? We saw an electric Ford Mustang, I think, against a Chevy Camaro, and there was no burnout. I mean, yeah, it went down the track quick, but there wasn't that horsepower. There wasn't that noise, that exhaust, that fume, that tire. And I don't know. I mean, electric cars, I mean, they're great for go-karts, but I can't see running the Daytona 500 or running the Indianapolis Nationals or the NHRA with an electric car. I just can't see that.
Yeah, I'm not there either. Currently, most of the cars I race, interesting enough, have no rules other than safety rules. So it still leaves an individual like me or anybody else the ingenuity to come up with ideas. I don't want to call it cheating, it's ingenuity, but you get where I'm going. But to have the ability to create and hand build and do some parts on your own is pretty welcome to my world. I don't conform well with some of the rules, so glad to be there.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, I'm a stock car fan. I'm an NHRA fan. I love drag racing. I always have. Grew up 70 miles south of Columbus, where the Spring Nationals were at every year. Used to make that trip, and been to India a couple of times for that event over there. And I just think they're trying to control things and take the fun out of it. I mean, I remember going to NASCAR races, Bryan, on, going to Bristol, Martinsville, Rockingham, and you'd see the entry list of 55 cars in there, and now they can barely fold the field. And when the prices have just gone, 2 years ago, it cost you $250,000, $270,000 to put a cup car on the track. This year, it's, what was it, $710,000 a race to put a cup car on it. And I mean, just let them build the motors, let them race. Take all this stuff away. Let's just get back to racing, man. That's what I want to see. In all series, let's just get back to racing.
I totally agree with you. Some of the downfall has been the sanctioning bodies with too many handicaps, too many dollars to get on the track, whatever it be. But the blood in us American racers is such that turn us loose, give us some bolts and a hammer, and we'll build something and we'll go racing. And that's where I grew up, and I miss it dearly. I'm not really liking all the rules, but sometimes you just got to do it.
It wasn't Harry Hyde or whatever, he said, yeah, we're going to build the fuel line like this, we're going to do it like that. And then of course everybody was trying. I heard a story about Chad Canals when Chad Canals was the chief for Jimmy Johnson. I heard that Chad Canals used to go up into the mountains in North Carolina. The rule book for the following year would come out the week after Thanksgiving, and that Jimmy would take himself up to a cabin and he would read the rule book. Now, what he said he was reading in the rule book wasn't what he couldn't do, but what he could do within the guidelines. So if it said I needed to use a 3/4 inch bolt on this, but a 1/2 inch bolt will work the same way, I think where I'm getting at. I mean, it's just let's just build the cars and let them race, man. That's just how I.
Absolutely. The ingenuity of American people is tremendous. And to take that away has been part of the downfall of the country and racing in general. So I'm all about turn us loose and give us an acre to come out with a winner, and it'll be a good show.
What do you think about the SRX series that Tony Stewart put together?
I think I missed you again.
I said, what do you think about the SRX series that Tony Stewart put in line? Bringing the other drivers from the other series, and pretty much it reminds you of the old, what they used to run down in Daytona, the ARCA series, where they were all in the Camaros or the Firebirds. The Tony Stewart, did you catch any of the SRX? Do you like?
Yeah, I really enjoy that series. Unfortunately, Tony hasn't called me yet to drive in that, but I have some cars that he's welcome to come drive. So we'll see if that invite gets out there.
A couple of minutes left with you, Bryan, man. Anything that you'd like to tell us? Anything about what's coming down the future? I know that you've got a niece that's racing on the dirt, right? She's coming up through the ranks. Am I right? Your niece?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
I said, you have a niece? You have a niece that's coming up through the ranks, right?
Yes, I do. Natalie Waters is a relation of mine, and she's doing extremely well. I'm a little bit jealous because they get all the attention and all the sponsors, and the old guys get kicked aside. But hey, I'm here to help her anytime. I've got a lot of friends out there that I'm helping, and I have my eye on the girl. In fact, that orange car that's behind me, I was secretly building for her, but she's got her own now. So, yeah.
I get a message out to her.
Well, we got a message out to her, so if you talk to her tonight, tell her Diane to call because we got a slot lined up for her to be on the show with us. So we'd like that. Bryan, is there anything else that you'd like to let our listeners know where they can reach you out, a website? You said that you're out looking for helping with sponsorship, partnership, and funding. Where contact numbers, anything like that that you'd like to pass on to our viewers out there?
Yeah, I have a Flying Bryan Shafer racing website, but I'm trying to raise funds for this super modified class. I put a race on last year at Las Vegas to get our foot in the door, and Davey Hamilton Jr. has stepped up and made this a big national event for sprint cars, midgets, and super modifieds. Now I got to get some of those shoes you have and fill them full of facts and money to get to Davey to pay for that. So it's a tough battle, and it'd be easy to quit, but I'm not a quitter. I'm going to see that through.
We're definitely going to mark this on the calendar. I'll have Diane reach back out to you, Bryan. We'll get this on our calendar to see if we can't get a special. We come out there and do maybe some Facebook lives, YouTube lives with you guys out there at that show. Anything that we are very tied, very connected with SMI, with the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and with all the SMI tracks. So if there's anything that we can do to help you out along the way, Bryan, please let us know, okay? All right.
Are we there? Okay.
I said that. We were.
I possibly may even rent some cars for this event, but I would just like to thank you so much for having me on the show and giving me a chance to speak a few things, and hopefully we do well with that.
You certainly did. You're a great guest. He's St. George, Utah, man. Flying Bryan Shafer, and he's got a big race coming down here to Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the first week of December. We'll keep everybody updated. Bryan, I want to thank you so much for your time out there today, and have a great rest of the season. And tell your niece to give Diane a call, and we'll get her on the show real soon, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Bryan. We appreciate that. Bryan Shafer, everybody, joining us in. We take a quick break, and we'll come back and wrap it up right after this on Pit Road Racing Live from the WCOPM. Las Vegas, Nevada.
5, 4, 3, 2,
You got a pretty fast car.
1.
You don't want to clear high. You need to be smart here. Get our point. Hang on. See you later. You're better than him at 1 and 2. Let's go get a championship, baby. Let's get one.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. Downtown Las Vegas. Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
The bright lights, the glitz, the glamour. It all means nothing without a shot. A chance to turn dreams into reality. To change your destiny. To make history. Nothing is given. Everything earned. It's more than a race. It's a shot at a championship.
Let's go get a championship, baby!
The NASCAR playoffs return to Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the South Point 400, October 13th through 15th.
Welcome to my world. Handicapped man down at a charity feed. Great spread this morning. God, it was horrible. But it made what I needed to happen. Then I had these people that stopped and said, "Hey, you want some shoes?" I said, "Yeah, I was going to need to get some anyway. So might as well." And if it really comes to fruition, help them buy more shoes so that we can help more people. Now, I'm not we, but you know what I mean. Hell, might as well. There's nothing wrong with helping someone. You know, it makes for good karma or good energy, whatever it takes.
Take it all away.
Good show. Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you good.
Yeah, great show today. Great interviews. I want to thank Grant Enfinger, Tom Botos, and Bryan Shafer.
Yeah.
Great interview.
Fantastic. I love my Alabama boy, Grant Enfinger.
Yeah.
Man.
And you know what? Don't smile.
I didn't get a chance when I put the red and showed his ponytail. He did give a big smile. He's ready to cut, he's ready to cut it again.
Yeah, but you know what? He's always smiling. We've done numerous interviews with Grant, and he's always smiling. You know,
just a really good guy. Once again, man, Grant Enfinger, Tom Botos, man. You know, it's good to have Tom on. Tom's a young kid coming up through the ranks. You know, he started riding and COVID came in, and you know, he's trying hard, and that's what, you know, to give a guy a shot like this on our program, that's what we like to do.
Yeah,
you know,
and like you told other people, it's not that we just want the drivers, we want everything that has to do with racing.
Right.
And there's so many parts to racing there, you know, to make an actual team.
Right.
So, you know, we're actually part of a racing team because we're a part of racing. So.
Right.
You know,
it's our little team right here.
It's you know.
If you'd like to be a guest on this program, all you have to do is reach out to Diane right here. And to do that, you can drop her an email at onpitroadracing@gmail.com. All one word straight across, all small letters for you folks, onpitroadracing@gmail.com. Just give us some contact information, what you drive. Do you run on dirt? You run asphalt? Or you're a drag racer, modified, stock car, open wheel, whatever it might be. If you're a team manager, if you're a promoter, we'd like to talk to you about what your racing stories are. Just not only the big national guys, but that's what this program was set up with, racing around the country. Diane, you're the one who put this together, that we speak to the local people.
Yep.
And the people that, you know, it was great. Grant Enfinger is a big national name of the NASCAR circuit. Tom is coming up through the ranks doing his riding and things. And of course, Bryan's been around 50 years. So
he's been up there. So.
He's been doing it all.
And it starts with the grassroots.
It is, and that's what this program is. So once again, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, reach out to Diane through the email at onpitroadracing@gmail.com, or you can give her a call on the business line at 702-803-0875. Do that Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 Pacific time, folks. You guys back in Carolina at 5 o'clock, it's 8 o'clock, and she's shut it down for the day.
Yeah, I'm done.
Shut it down for the day. Want to thank everybody. Before we leave, we made this announcement earlier. It's up on our LinkedIn. It's up on our Facebook. People have written us and are calling us to be about sponsorships or partnerships on this program. The WCOBN network has 2.1 million followers worldwide. Its social media accounts are topping almost 200,000 combined between the network and everything that is all rolled or umbrellaed up underneath of it. We do not sell sponsorships to this program, folks. We have partnerships, and what it is your partnership will go to purchase these tennis shoes right here. As Diane has them up in front of you, she'll swing around and show the cool little logo right there. There it is. The Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, which is part of this whole entity right here, we are part of, is a nonprofit 501c3. We have all the paperwork that has been signed by all the legal officials and government officials and things that need to be done. Well, here's a chance for your company or your business to be part of this program. We have 2 packages or partnerships available for you. There are 10 in each one of them. One has a $500 partnership, which will get you 30-second TV spots. You will get 100 of those. And then if you decide to take the $1,000 package, you will get 100 30-second spots. You get, 100 on the 500 and 200, on the $1,000 package. So once again, the package is this. You can advertise your business for a $500 donation. 100% of your money goes to purchase these shoes. Diane and I do not take a dime from this. The WCOBM does not take a dime from this. The Gene Woods Racing Experience does not take a dime, or any other partner that's involved with us does not. 100% of your tax-free donation goes to purchase tennis shoes that we take to local churches, missions, schools, vets. We've done it here in Las Vegas, in the city of Las Vegas, in the state of Nevada. We've made our way up to California, and we wish to continue on helping people, providing good health and services for them with these shoes to put these things on their feet. Only 10 sponsor packages, promoter packages available. There are 10 with the $500 category. There are 10 with a $1,000 category. All you need to do is drop us a line at onpitroadracing@gmail.com. In the subject, put partnership in the subject. Leave us your contact information. Someone will get back with you. We will get all the information to you about your donation, tax-free, tax-deductible, 100%, and you can help put shoes on people's feet. Right, Diane?
That's all they have to do.
That's all they have to do, okay? The Hot Shoe Hall of Fame provides new shoes. These are called heart shoes to needy men, women, and children for necessary good health and a positive development. Help us out if you can, folks. 100%. Diane does not take a penny. I don't take a penny. The network doesn't take a penny. 100% of your donation goes to purchase these shoes. Okay? Here we go, Diane.
That's it.
Good show today.
What's good show? It's a fun show.
Yeah, we had a really good time. Good luck to Grant. Thanks to Tom Botos, Bryan, Shafer, and everybody else. Should we bring him in? Should we bring John the announcer?
It's time.
I'm at the Diane Box. Here's truly Alan Michaels, the WCOBN partnership on Pit Road Racing. We're back at you next Wednesday, everybody, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Don't forget to rebroadcast on all of our social media. Want to thank you for joining us. John the announcer, take us home, buddy.
Thanks for joining us for On Pit Road Racing. Follow us on our website, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at On Pit Road Racing. On Pit Road Racing is written and produced by WCOBN TV. I'm John the announcer for On Pit Road Racing.